Hello, everyone. My name is Skepidillions, and I am here with the wonderful, cool dude for a extremely exciting set between two of the very top teams in the French scene. Cool dude, how are you doing today?
I am very good. I'm really looking forward to seeing these two teams face off because they've been in quite a few of the same tournaments, but they haven't really had a big head-to-head yet.
No, they haven't. Both of these teams have been playing Road to PGW, which is Paris Games Week, which is regarded as one of the top French circuits. Squidding Good having gotten second place most recently, that was yesterday. Alliance Rogue did get third in that same tournament. Despite that, both of these teams not really facing each other in bracket. So since Splatoon 3, this is the first time they're going head to head.
Yeah, and a similar thing happened in EBTV's September event as well. Alliance Rogue falling in semi-finals to Prominent, and then Squidding Good actually defeating Prominent in the final. So they took that event, which is a very good performance. Squidding Good have had very consistent high-level performances in Splatoon 3. Definitely an improvement over the end of Splatoon 2. But these teams have been the two long-lasting pillars of the French scene. Alliance Rogue winning back-to-back-to-back French championships from 2017 to 19, European champions as well. Squidding Good, they were actually in all of those French championship finals as well, but they've just never been able to kind of get over those big obstacles. But it seems like they are capable of doing that now, and they are looking to show that here against Alliance Rogue today.
Both of these teams have such extreme history. As you mentioned, two pillars of the French scene. Both of these teams forming in 2016 and 2017, Squidding Good and Alliance Rogue, respectively. So these are teams that have been around. Alliance Rogue in that World Series in 2019 did go through the buzzsaw of FT Win, taking that set 2-3. Unfortunately, losing it. But in Splatoon 3, that is a buzzsaw that you no longer have to deal with. Here we are looking at our wonderful map picks, cool dude.
Yeah, and we'll be starting off on Zones Wahoo. Definitely the most popular mode on this map in Splatoon 2 and in Splatoon 3 as well, and we're getting straight into it. We will be seeing Jay on that Elita opting to take that over the Splat Charger, and Orochi taking the same route.
Yeah, Jay, recently we did see that Soren stepped back from Alliance Rogue, so Jay filling in the role of a sub and potential member on the side of Alliance Rogue. Both of these teams very quickly going in for a plat, but the first picks in favor of Alliance Rogue.
Yep, it's pretty neutral right now. Alliance Rogue getting first control of the zone, popping this bubbler just to stay protected on their side. And they know not to go over-aggressive, but that's a nice shot from Jay to start things off. And they may start moving up onto the enemy plat if they have the specials to do so.
Yeah, but now that Charger is down, a lot of that staying power quickly gone from the side of Squidding Good. We do see Alliance Rogue once again able to cap that zone, but not quite able to hold it, as we do have specials coming out on both sides. Will Squidding Good be able to get in there? No, not quite yet, as they go a member down.
Yeah, and Kiva got a nice pick on the bottom left there, and Carousel onto Gecko, just nullifying the numbers of Squidding Goods, and now they are just trying to stay alive until their teammate can come back in. They have the ink back in the Trizuka online. They're going to try and use those to get back into this zone, as Kiva is going to look to defend the left side.
Four specials very quickly burned, but they do lose their shot. Kiver, Alliance Rogue able to maintain that zone. The Wavebreaker on their own plat is going to keep Alliance Rogue out of their hair temporarily, but that Zuka has their sights on Fury. Two members down on the side of Squidding Good as we very quickly barrel towards a KO.
Yeah, and Kiva is on the flank as well. There's only 7 points left. It looks like this is going to be an 100-0 for the side of Alliance Rogue, and it is!
Oh my goodness.
Being handed a very quick loss in map 1.
Yeah, and that was their own pick as well. You have to wonder whether or not they picked Zones Wahoo to start off with, so that way they wouldn't have to deal with Wahoo on any of the trigger modes later on in this best of 9 set. But 100-0, a very standard Splatoon 2 reminiscent lockout.
And I think some of the thought process behind that map pick could have been allowing Orochi to pick that Elita. With Squidding Good, we've been seeing them run pretty much the exact same composition. Machine Carbon Flingser Jr. with Orochi on that Junior. But they were a very good Charger player as well. So allowing him to take that pick into Zones Wahoo, since Zones is the mode they play it on. But it's not been working out for them, as we saw there. An 100-0 for Alliance Rogue just against them on Zones Wahoo. I believe they also got 100-0'd by Prominence as well yesterday in the PGW qualifier. So now that that's out of the way, we likely won't be seeing that Elita too much from the side of Squidding Good anymore.
Yeah, it is a adventurous pick, isn't it? Given that you did mention that we have seen a stable comp from Squidding Good so far in Splatoon 3, as you mentioned, building around that 96, either a Junior or a Zap, a Machine, or the Carbon or the Flingsa, and then a Shot. So that leader there on the side of Squidding Good, that is that adventure pick. We do see them swapping off of that, but Jay, on the side of the Alliance Rogue, still holding on to that Charger, going to be able to maintain a range fight in a very long and narrow map here on Eeltail.
He will, and we see Gecko back on his signature Carbon roller. This is what he was known for in Splatoon 2. More so been playing that Flingsa in Splatoon 3, but thinking that TC Eeltail was a good map for it. And Orochi going down very early to Jay. Alliance Rogue getting the first checkpoint very quickly in the first 30 seconds. Now the Booyah Bomb will come out, and Alliance Rogue will look to take Squidding Good's flank.
Yeah, and Squidding Good does not have that top right, which is pivotal in defense of that second checkpoint. The Booyah Bomb and Kibber up on that left plat is going to provide extreme stability for that tower as it barrels through that second checkpoint. Here, having control of top left and top right is huge for Alliance Rogue.
Alliance Rogue are just continuously punishing Squidding Good for taking fights individually, and now they're already down below 30 points. Gray is trying to hold his own against this player on the top left. Kibber trying to help out with that Trizuka. Won't find the kill yet. Now Squidding Good trying to dive the tower. Gray is found and taken down. And now it looks like Squidding Good will recover, and they will try if Kibber doesn't get anything else. Okay, he will jump out, and Squidding Good will try to move back into mid.
Yeah, but Kibber jumping into mid, so Alliance Rogue still having good control of that. Other than that, going 2 down. We're going to have to see Jay fall back there a little bit, try and maintain control of that choke. If they have choke, Squidding Good won't be able to push much further past that first checkpoint, going 1 down in the process. Just tapping that tower, scrapping for control of mid. 2 down, Alliance Rogue maintaining their dominance.
Wow. I really think Squidding Good, they're just not really finding the opportunities to get much value out of their specials right now. That's if they even get to pop them in the first place. Gar on this left side, just holding his own. Alliance Rogue, they don't really need to get any more points right now. They've already got down to 12. That's a very comfortable lead. Now Gecko trying to find Gray, but the zip cost will end in time, and Gray is actually just holding down this right side on his own, with the help of the bubble as well, and Kibber will get taken down. This finally seems like an opening for Squidding Good.
It does. That back coming out on that left. Unfortunately, the 96 going to push up. Porky getting punished. Scar having that Booyah Bomb ready to fly. Squidding Good needs to be able to get control of this top right side, where we do see that Machine hanging out and vibing. 2 bombs at their feet, managing to live this out. That is a defense from Alliance Rogue. Squidding Good is back to the drawing board, but thankfully, they have that bubble and the Zuka online.
Yep, the bubble does come out. The Zuka should come out soon as well. Gecko trying to move up on this left side, but he will need help from his teammates to be able to get the job done. Alliance Rogue are just holding the high ground. They know that's all they need to do. The Booyah Bomb will come out, and Gecko trying to find something on this right side. But again, it's an individual adventure, and but the zip cost does come out. He will find Gray. So they're starting to get something now, and this is where you need to get the ball rolling if you are Squidding Good.
Oh, here we go. Squidding Good getting 2 picks. It is just Jay left standing, trying to go for that top right. We do see the Shot pushing up, trying to get that pick. Doesn't. So Squidding Good finally, for the first time this game, at the second checkpoint, they do have somebody on top right there. Look how spread out they are. They have excellent control. But will they be able to break that third checkpoint, given that that Machine is just going to be camping out top left?
Yep, Squidding Good looking to get through this final checkpoint, almost taking the lead. Gecko and Fury are still in the fight in mid though. Porky needs help on the tower. Gray gets taken down, but the Booyah Bomb's there to stall. That's a wipeout on the side of Alliance Rogue. Squidding Good could get the lead right here. They are just a few points away, and they get it with a minute left on the clock. got taken down as well. And that's the knockout and a comeback for Squidding Good in game 2 to tie up the series.
Unbelievable! That game was so dominant on behalf of Alliance Rogue up until that final push, where once Squid and Good was able to get on top right, Alliance Rogue was simply not able to defend past that wipeout. They couldn't get back in time.
Yeah, for the first 3 or so minutes of the game, Alliance Rogue
my god.
Alliance Rogue were really controlling the tempo of that match. When they wanted to do something, they got it. They had the specials to do so, and they went in, took down the members of Squid and Good. And a lot of the failed pushes that Squid and Good had were due to, I feel like the timing was a bit off. You'd see Gecko or Rochi try to initiate a fight, but there wouldn't be the backup that they need.
Yes.
To just have the numbers advantage. It would always be a 1v2 that they're walking into, 2 members of Alliance Rogue. But then they managed to get that one big team push, and sometimes that's all you need to be able to end the game.
One of the most infamous quotes that I've ever heard of when it comes to game state and pace in Splatoon is not about how well you play over the culmination of a match. It is about what your best play was in total during that match. Those one moments, those 2 picks that can enable a snowball for a team to take control of the map is really all that matters in this game. That being said, we will be moving forward to Rainmaker Museum, which is a cluster of a map mode.
Yeah, it's a very good segue. We just talked about how one push can end everything, and Rainmaker was the mode known for being that in Splatoon 2. We do have the checkpoints added here as well. The museum is one of those maps, so there's only one checkpoint. There's not 2 alternate routes.
And once you get past that first checkpoint, things can just snowball so heavily from there. You get control of that spinner, you have control of their plat. Very quickly, 2 going down on the side of Squidding Good makes that 3. We do have Kibber popping off. That is a wipeout in favor of Alliance Rogue. Very quickly, that first checkpoint having fallen.
Yeah, Alliance Rogue instantly getting below 60, and now they have a Booyah Bomb and a Trizuka online as well. The Booyah Bomb will not come out as Gray has picked up the Rainmaker. Jay, look at the vacuum protecting Gray, getting down to 9 already. That's insane in the back. Getting 2 more. It's just Orochi and Porky left to defend their pedestal. The back coming out, allowing a member of Squidding Good to pick up the Rainmaker and take it away from where Alliance Rogue can access. Very good play by them to prevent this game from ending too early.
Yeah, but unfortunately the Rainmaker is going to be picked on that top right. Thankfully they can snowball it and drop it, but they only have 2 up, and it's just the Rainmaker left standing. He can't go down on that plat. If he goes down here, that's going to be huge for Alliance Rogue, because all they would need is the repop. Going left, going right, trying to figure out how to get around Gray, but Gray getting the pick. They have that back online. This is going to be another push for Alliance Rogue.
Gray surprisingly getting taken down by the Rainmaker shield there, just getting popped as soon as his Booyah Bomb shield went down. And now Kiva, one of the last members of Alliance Rogue on this plat, trying to keep the Rainmaker alive, but he will opt to not pick it out, to pick it up as he know he would fall. Good decision by him. Pops the Zuka, but will get punished by Orochi very quickly. And now, Squidding Good, they have an opportunity to go into mid with the zip cast. Let's look at Gecko. Will he be able to find anything? He's already onto the enemy plat. And he's not getting the kills, but Squidding Good do seem like they're getting space. They just need to deal with a few more members left in mid.
And here we go. They're trying to just get back in there. It's a lot of difficulty. 2 down very quickly on the side of Squidding Good. It feels like every single time they try and step their toes forward, Alliance Rogue is just there to shut them down. And this is quite possibly the final push of the game, given how much control Alliance Rogue has over that. We do see Gecko putting words in my mouth, jumping from that top right, getting a pick on that Rainmaker, trying to go for the one on top left. Gosh, this is just a scrap for Squidding Good. Alliance Rogue has not let go of control of their plat.
Yeah, and whilst Alliance Rogue haven't gotten any more points with that push, they are buying time, which is what Squidding Good need right now if they want to get anywhere close to a knockout, which they need to do to take the lead and win this game. And now, Jay being taken down in mid, second fight happening as well, but look at Squidding Good's plat. They don't even have control, there's members dying on there. And Gecko trying to reclaim the space against Gray with Orochi as the Booyah Bomb does come out. And Gecko just in this fight on the right side, he will get picked.
Yeah, Alliance Rogue maybe getting a little bit greedy here, trying to push up into that flat. Orochi and Porky there to shut that down. They have a little bit of time to breathe, right? There is time for Squidding Good to set up a push, despite how long this match has felt. One member down on the side of Squidding Good, but they do have that back. If they allow Alliance Rogue to set up control of mid here, as we are seeing, this is not looking good for Squidding Good.
That was a very good pick, I believe, by Kiva there, taking down Orochi as Gecko was ready to go in, which he is doing now, but instantly gets taken down by Jay, as Jay looks to just continue having a rampage on mid as Kiva does use his Zuka.
Yeah, we just see Jay with that back ready to go, trying to defend their plat. The Rainmaker being flanked on that left side by the machine. Once again, Squidding Good losing control of the plat. If they get that, that is a wipeout. Alliance Rogue is simply not giving them time to breathe.
Alliance Rogue just have such a strong presence on the map right now. They don't even need this push, but they are holding forward positions anyway. As the Rainmaker does get taken down, Squidding Good are looking to reclaim their plat and then move into mid. They will have a Zuka online soon. Jay, the only defensive special online for Alliance Rogue is that back, as that will get removed. Gecko in mid, getting the kills he needs to allow Squidding Good to have a chance at winning this game as he looks to take down Scar as well.
This is the pressure that Squidding Good needs. We saw what they can do under the pressure last game on TC Eeltail. They pick up the Rainmaker. They are working their way upright, but the Booyah Bomb comes out. There we go. Alliance Rogue doesn't have any specials to work with. Will Orochi be able to shift this Rainmaker right? There's just Porky in front of him, going down to the Zuka.
Oh, that was a stray shot, just catching the Rainmaker off guard there. The checkpoint will not come through, and that will make a final push so much harder as Squidding Good are trying to pop the Rainmaker, but Kiva and Gray are there to just not allow it to happen. And it looks like Alliance Rogue will indeed take the 2-1 lead in this show match.
Oh man, Squidding Good unable to clear that first checkpoint for the entirety of that game. And once Alliance Rogue was on their plat, this is the thing with Museum. Time and time again, you see that the first team to maintain control of the other team's plat just has such a dominant hand, a forceful hand for over the entirety of the rest of the game. Alliance Rogue showing why they picked Museum, because they knew that they could go in fast and they knew they could hold.
Yes, and the team pacing by Alliance Rogue there was done very well. You saw they would always be going in kind of as a wave. You'd never see just anyone getting caught off of not having map control, being in an area they shouldn't be. Alliance Rogue would always move in together and always be able to take space off of Squidding Good, sorry.
And this is a pick that I'm interested in. Clam's Inkblot. I wonder how much of this is familiarity, given that, you know, Clams has a lot to learn. You have to learn the map, but you also have to learn the spawns. Obviously, certain maps are going to have a different amount of clam spawns, so that's going to impact how frequently it feels like they're spawning. So, given that you're working with a very familiar map, you only have to work with that one new variable, being clam orientation and spawning. So, Squidding Good might be walking on familiar ground here, especially with their shorter range comp without that charger in the hands of Orochi. Very curious to see what their plan is here on clams.
And I'd be interested to see what Gecko decides to play, because we've seen him previously outside of the series on the Flingser roller, but also today, just now, bringing out that Carbon roller as well. So I feel like either of those picks are quite good on this map. Missiles will have a big effect on Clam's Inkblot due to how compact the side areas are. And then Carbon as well, if you're on a compact map, that is good for Carbon. Short range, fast kills.
And here we go. We do see Gecko sticking with that Carbon. Very similar comp to what we've been seeing out of Squidding Good so far in Splatoon 3. On the other side of Alliance Rogue, also something similar that we've been seeing them running on that machine. Worth noting that Alliance Rogue has been seen meandering about in clams with a double machine top.
Alliance Rogue have definitely been very flexible, but that's a nice kill going on to Fury. Very early, we're seeing quite a few kills here in the beginning. It's just a brawl, and Gecko going down as well. And there's the Booyah Bomb through. If Alliance Rogue get a few more specials, they could opt to take the enemy plat if they want to. And look at Kiva, he's already on the enemy backs. 2 are down.
It's just the two members under back and skit. Just Gecko left standing, and he's not going to have the paint underneath his feet in order to be able to hold this. Alliance Rogue, the first team to break the basket. Once they dunk these clams, they're really not going to have clams in order to be able to sustain this without giving up a little bit of control of that plat. We do see Fury and Gecko and Orochi trying to get control of their back. Excellent defense there, especially if they could get a pick with Bazooka.
Yes, that was very dangerous, and Alliance Rogue getting a big push, but definitely not one that you can't come back from if you're Squidding Good. Gecko going in very fast with that zip cast, trying to find Kiva, looking for it, just dancing around, enabling his teammate to find the kill, and he won't find a second, but Squidding Good do find Alliance Rogue's plat, and they have the clams to score a lot of points.
They are out of clams for the moment, going 2 down. This might be the end of their push there, but all they need is one more clam to be able to hold lead. Orochi coming up, getting that clam in, just in case there's then another push for the rest of this game, which is improbable. Squidding Good has the lead.
Yeah, that was... It's a comforting fact to have the lead in your hands, as Gecko going very deep on that left side will get taken down by Gray, and there could look on this right side, there could be a 2v1 for Squidding Good. The Scar has isolated the fight, will get a trade, and now Porky's the one that's isolated with 3 members of Alliance Rogue looking at him, hunting him down, likely going down, but trying, has the ink back, but he will fall.
What a scrap there. A lot of attention diverted on behalf of Alliance Rogue away from the other members of Squidding Good. But as I say that, that is a wipeout. Alliance Rogue will be pulling lead here. They have another power clam. They have enough to KO. That is GG. Alliance Rogue maintaining their dominance in this best of 9 set, holding 3-1.
Wow. 2 more games is what Alliance Rogue need. And that, it was just so back and forth. Usually Ink Block is not one of the maps that you associate with that, but on clams, it can definitely, if you get wiped, be careful, because Alliance Rogue can do exactly what just happened there.
What is fascinating to me about this set is both of these teams have faced arguably one of the top French teams right now, that being Prominence. Alliance Rogue having faced them twice so far since the release of Splatoon 3 and losing to Prominence both times. Squidding Good, as you mentioned recently in EBTV last month, taking the grand finals over Prominence. So out of these two teams, Squidding Good is the only team to beat them. Alliance Rogue, regardless, saying, hey, that's just a matchup diff, we're still better. Squidding Good, it is their pick on TC Sturgeon. What are they going to do here, given that Jay is obviously going to be on that charger, and that is going to be so enabling for AR in this next game?
I think since I don't see Orochi going E-liter here, you won't really have a weapon that can just directly contest Jay. So you're basically just going to have to avoid him. See how much you can move around the map without Jay getting impact. If Jay gets impact, Alliance Rogue have tons of free space just to go ham at Squidding Good. So that is kind of what you need to prevent.
And recently, with this roster change on the side of Alliance Rogue, working with 3 of their main members, this is an extremely interesting matchup that Jay is able to show, hey, I have a lot to bring to this team. Sign me.
Yeah, Jay is definitely looking to prove himself here, as we do see Orochi move over to that Explosher. Will provide a lot more paint output on the zone and be able to have safe positions, hide from Jay, as I mentioned. And Gray here just on the zone, painting around, surviving these missiles, as 2 members, 1 from each side, will fall. And it's a 2v2 already. There's just so many kills going around. And Squidding Good look like they want to cap the zone. They do. And now they have an ink back and looking to get more specials to continue this push.
Expo is going to be so impactful here, and that's not something that we've seen from Squidding Good so far. Just the amount of claustrophobia that is in mid between all of that boxes. There is so much area where a Expo can extremely benefit from chip damage that it is able to provide. We have Squidding Good pulling the lead here, the bubble on top of that side. Alliance Rogue coming in for the cap in a 3v3 situation.
Yeah, it's just both teams still painting at the zone. This BR bomb could change the tides here. Squidding Good, there's all of their members clustered up on the left side. And it's still just back and forth this zone. And the missiles will come out. Gray just still painting on the snipe as Squidding Good are looking to isolate some members, and they do find 2 already.
This is unlike anything that we've seen from Squidding Good so far this morning. This chip-based comp between the 96, the Expo, and the Flingza with those missiles, enabling them to deal with the fact that Alliance Rogue is simply running them down.
Yeah, and Gray, you'll just see him continuously playing on this snipe area, trying to stay safe, just making sure that Alliance Rogue have enough paint on the zone. Porky going down on this right side as Scar finds the kill. And now Alliance Rogue, they are not playing the same as Squidding Good in this match. Squidding Good, they find the zone and they push forward. It's not been traditional from them. They are not scared and they are looking to show that in this series.
Showing why they are comfortable here on this map mode, and they have the time to do this. We see that Storm coming out from the Expo, the Vac and the missiles coming out as well. They are going to brute force Alliance Rogue out of this zone for the cap. The Vac not getting a pick, Squidding Good going 3 down, and they have bought themselves time with some penalty points. Just this one left standing, and he is rushed down by Kibber on plat.
Wow, Scar's B-up on there, really punishing the fact that Squidding Good were focusing different areas. And now Scar is getting chased down by Gecko and will get killed. Porky and Gecko now pushing on this left side. It's looking good for Squidding Good. They could take this zone here as Alliance Rogue are forced to back up to the right. But Alliance Rogue are holding the zone for now. Squidding Good trying to find the picks, but they're just not really getting the opportunities to claim them.
They're trying to push up, does get one on this right side, but the bubble going to protect that Junior Gray. Ducking and weaving, trying to get a pick on another member of Squidding Good. Alliance Rogue 2 down, but so is Squidding Good. They have cleared their penalty, though. This could be huge for them as that Zuka comes out. Another pick on the side of Alliance Rogue. Finally, they might be getting a lead swap here.
How is Kibber alive? He won a fight on this right side that was off cam, and now he's still alive. He got away from Porky and Gecko, which could allow Alliance Rogue to have a retake attempt here, but they do lose the lead. Squidding Good with 1 minute and 30 left will have the lead on their side, but will they be able to retain it? That is the question now, as Porky trying to survive from Kibber will have to get pushed off of the map, as there's still just a brawl going on across the entire map.
That is a delayed wipe on behalf of Squidding Good. Alliance Rogue able to cap here, and their penalty is not large. There is 1 minute left in this game, and undoubtedly they are going to clear that penalty. The question is, how is Squidding Good going to be able to break in and be able to hold long enough to take the lead once again? And here we go. Alliance Rogue in control.
Not like this. Squidding Good having 2 members fall to fizzy bombs, just being spammed on their flank. It's ticking down the time away from them. Alliance Rogue 10 points away from going to match point. Fury with a last desperation push tries to cap the zone, but Alliance Rogue will hold, and they are going up to 4-1.
Yes, it is set point for Alliance Rogue as we move on to TC Sturgeon. Honestly, Squidding Good has their work cut out for them, but they are not out of the count yet. As I mentioned earlier, they did TC Sturgeon, so there might be something here that they are comfortable with. We did have a little bit of our map swapped around, but that is a-okay. But Squidding Good now having all that pressure on them, and that narrow lead swap, I go back to TC Eeltail, and I just have to wonder what happens there, what enabled them to pull lead there, what was communicated for them that brought them together for that push, because they need that energy right now.
Yeah, it's difficult to identify. But what I can say is that Alliance Rogue, their gameplay has just looked clinical in this series. This looks like a different Alliance Rogue that was shown in PGW qualifiers yesterday. They've had more time with Jay, more time to get comfortable with his playstyle, what he can do, how he can help the team. And now what Squidding Good will want to do is just make sure that they are pushing areas as a team, combining their specials. I think if Gecko does decide to go on that carbon, depending on who is maybe the bigger voice in the team, I want to see resources pumped into that Zipcaster, because there's a lot of times where he goes in deep. So if Squidding Good are able to know when that is coming and apply pressure before then, those could have a really big impact.
Yeah, we do see Gecko zipping around, quite literally, just back and forth, providing so much stimulus that the members of Alliance Rogue have to try and track him, have to try and follow him, have to try and get that pick. And that's just so much chaos for Squidding Good to be able to capitalize on, but they just aren't. And that's crippling, because then you're losing your initiator, you're not benefiting from your special advantage, and then Alliance Rogue is able to just come in and run you down and capitalize off of that. And yeah, absolutely. Gecko's pressure needs to be followed up on.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
We believe there's been a disconnect currently.
Splatoon
So
3 for
yeah.
Nintendo.
Will be a moment just until we get into TC Sturgeon there, but we can continue talking about these teams. I think another thing that Squidding Good may need to do is respect when Alliance Rogue do have the utility to be able to just brute force space. If you're getting a Booyah Bomb and an Inkzooka thrown at you, you don't exactly want to stay standing there. So it's okay to back up, and then if you have your own specials, allow Alliance Rogue to walk in and punish them for the fact that they won't be respecting the specials that you have online at that point.
Mm-hmm. You know what I think about Booyah Bomb? Free special. Paint over that. Back up and paint over that, man. That is free. Unfortunately, it just does control so much space that I think Squidding Good is just not able to set up on. That last comp that they were running is extremely chip-based, right? And that Explode was something that we have not seen from them at all competitively since the start of Splatoon 3, and it just looked like it was working. It looked like it was clicking, but once Alliance Rogue was able to get in onto their plat and lock and hold, they just couldn't get set back up again, and I think that was so crippling for them.
Yeah, and at the end of that Zones Mahi game, the bomb pressure from Alliance Rogue really hurt Squidding Good. Two of their members falling just back to back, almost in their own spawn by Fizzy Bobs, which just shows the crazy amount of range it can have. But that staggered them a lot. They probably had to wait about 15, 20 more points to retake. And then you saw there was a very kind of separate retake that tried to take place, but Alliance Rogue just had too much space and they had the positions to win that game.
And how do you defeat a chip-based comp? You run it down, right? You don't let them set up. You don't let them take the positions that they were going to hold. And Squidding Good was doing such a fantastic job that last game of pushing forward once they had the pressure that they needed, taking control of Plat, taking control of Snipe, and trying to lock out the members of Alliance Rogue. And they did so successfully time and time again. But once you had Kibber and Scar push up onto Squidding Good's Plat, it was just all over from there. It was just constantly 2 down. And when they had to go for that Hail Mary at the very end of the game, it was just already over.
And this is where, if you're Squidding Good, you can prove your mental fortitude right here. Down 4-1 on Alliance Rogue's map pick. If they win this, this is something that can absolutely propel them into a very good mindset.
And here we go. We do see the Flingza out in the hands of Gecko, trying to go for those missiles. Those missiles did do them very well that last game up until it didn't. Alliance Rogue trying to push up with the Bubbler, very quickly shutting down the Junior. This could be very good for Squidding Good as they take control of that tower.
Yep, and Fury just continues going forward, finding a kill on that left side, looking to find Kevin now, who's alone on the right. Fury will find another kill. And now Squidding Good looking to drop into the right port of Alliance Road. Porky will fall. However, 2 members are still alive. Gecko and Fury continuing to apply pressure. Jay can't really find much here on the top right side. They do have an ink back though, so that is what Alliance Road will have to use to get back. Never mind, Fury does that.
No, and they do lose Gecko to the Booyah Bomb. It is just Porky. Orochi jumps in. They are going to have to fall back, but a very solid first checkpoint clear so early into the game. And this is not something that we have seen from Squidding Good so far. We have not seen them take a dominant early game lead.
Squidding Good are looking to make a statement. We are still in this series. And now Fury, Porky and Orochi taking down Grey very early. This is what we haven't seen before, isolating the members of Alliance Rogue when they don't have that backup. And now Kiva looking to bounce back, finding 2 with the Trizuka. Cannot get the 3rd. Gecko and Fury still holding onto this mid as they are looking to stall for their teammates to come back.
And they have that Zuka ready to go, and we have seen how Squidding Good can use that Zuka. Very cheeky pick on window earlier in the game. They have those missiles online and ready to go as well. Jay doing a good job there to trying to defend that window, ducking and weaving top left, but does not go down to the missiles or the Zuka here, so that is critical for Alliance Rogue and prepping their defense.
Oh, and Gecko goes down early, which means this push will be much more difficult for Squidding Good, as Alliance Rogue are already set up on this right side with Scar trying to hold Snipe, but gets taken down. And now Porky had access to court, but will get punished by Alliance Rogue if we're watching him.
But we do see Squidding Good on that tower, not giving up on the pressure. Great picks here from Kipper. It is just Porky on that 96 backed up in mid. Are they going to be able to provide jumps for the rest of the team to come in before Alliance Rogue gains control of mid? They have 3 specials online. They need defense, and they need defense now.
Kiva has had such an insane showing with the Trizuka. I feel like every time the camera goes to him using that special, he gets 2 at least. And now this is the Alliance Rogue that we've seen throughout the rest of this series, taking control, looking to take the lead as well. They do find it. Kiva has his Trizuka online again, as Gecko is trying to run them down, push them out. Jay will fall, and now Alliance Rogue are what? Again, the Trizuka finding so much value as Alliance Rogue look to keep moving forward.
I wish we could see their KAs. I wouldn't know how many picks Kipper gets just from this Zuka. Alliance Rogue trying to push up there at this second checkpoint, but Squiddy Good having that player advantage. They do tap that tower. Thankfully, before Alliance Rogue can clear that checkpoint, they are not out for the count yet. They have a minute and a half left in order to be able to gain control of mid, in order to be able to gain control of plat. They just need to deal with Jay on that top, who gets a pick.
It's definitely easier said than done. Jay still holding this top right side. Gecko looking to try and take him out, but will not have the range to do so. As the tower will move over to the left, so too will Squiddy Good and Alliance Rogue as Jay takes down Gecko, and it's a 4v3 for Alliance Rogue again. The Squiddy Good aren't even in their court yet.
Oh my goodness, here we go. Alliance Rogue trying to maintain control here. They get 2 down, but that is a 2-2 situation. Squinting Good is on their back foot here in this final minute of the game, having 1 player down. Any picks here advantage Alliance Rogue. They lose their back in the process. Alliance Rogue is sitting pretty with a minute left, assuming they don't lose a member to that bomb.
Yeah, and Squidding Good, it feels like every time they start to try to start up a push, 1 or 2 of their members fall really early on, which is a struggle for them. But now, Kiva will be the one to fall first. First blood for Squiding Good in this team fight, as Orochi will get taken down as well. But now, they have the tower, they have presence in court, they have the ingredients they need to be able to try and take this 3rd checkpoint. Oh.
I want to see that back come out, because you have Jay on that window, and you need to cripple Jay, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get past that drop. Jay has counter back ready to go, but Squiding Good not popping yet. As soon as they do, they lose the 96. Squiding Good, though, still barreling towards that second check. Will they be able to push it? They get the pick on Fury, but the Junior Orochi is going to go down the Gray. There it is. Gray holding that defense. GG's to Squiding Good, because Alliance Rogue is still in control, taking the best of 9 set in a clean 5-1, barely giving them any time to breathe.
So close, but so far. Wow. Alliance Rogue having an extremely strong showing in this series. Definitely, in my opinion, better than what they have shown so far in EBTV and in the PGW qualifiers, which they will look to take one of them in the coming weeks. But that is what Alliance Rogue want in terms of results. Considering their legacy, considering the European Championship they have 3 years ago, this is the type of stuff you would have originally expected from them when they came back.
Absolutely. And in terms of tournament results so far in Splatoon 3, you can't argue that Squiding Good has been performing better. That is simply fact. Getting first place, as we mentioned, in EBTV last month, and then second in Paris Games Week yesterday. So far, it's been Squiding Good pulling in the numbers, but Alliance Rogue doing their research, doing their drills, getting their team play down, and that just came in for them in this set. So GG's to both of these teams who are obviously going to be setting themselves up as the dominant French teams heading forward through the rest of Splatoon 3. This is not the last that we will be seeing from any of these players.
And definitely not that we'll see the last of this matchup as well. I think we'll definitely see this head-to-head a lot more. And I think the results will develop a lot over time.
Hey, well, with that, that is the end of our show match of two of the top French teams so far in Splatoon 3. Without any further ado, cool dude, it's been wonderful to share the mic with you. Where can the good people of the internet find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch, which is CoolDudeSPL, no underscore. Make sure to check my Twitter tomorrow for absolutely no reason. But yeah, thank you. It's been great casting this, and it's been great watching these teams. I'm very excited to see where they go in the future.
Yeah, it sure was a lovely set, a explosive set, if you would. My name is Skepadillions, and you can find me on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. Skepadillions. This was lovely. Thank you to Dapple for hosting these matches, and thank you to the members of Alliance Rogue and Squidding Good for allowing us to cast this wonderful set. Stay fresh, everyone.
Bye.
Splatoon Stronghold. A stronghold for competitive Splatoon, providing resources to long-timers and newcomers alike. If you're new to the competitive scene or still figuring out how to join, we have a getting started guide and plenty of other resources to help you in your journey. If you're a seasoned veteran, we still have plenty to offer. You can find and request recordings of scrims as well as participate in our captain forums and find free agents and teams. Our mission is to make competitive Splatoon easily accessible to everyone. So what are you waiting for? Join the Splatoon Stronghold today.